afternoon, it's me, Simon, Tabletop Divinitatus. Bit of selfless plug in there, watching myself. Yeah, so today I'm going to talk about part 2 of my 0 to Hero, doing my 750 points of my new Sons of Horus army, ready for the event, which is happening on the 22nd of August. Today is the 27th of July. So today's episode, I'd like to go through painting, like how I paint, my method, how I do things, to give you an idea of the methods that I use, why I like to do stuff quick, and like I just like something to be effective, and the different stages that I go through. And then if you like it, you can copy it or do your own thing with it. I'm not a great painter, not by any stretch of the imagination. I ain't winning no golden demon, no note like that at any point, any time. But over the years, I do feel like I've developed a style of how I do things, and I'd like to pass it to the world so you can see how I do things a little bit quickly. I don't like to spend too long doing things. I mean, character models are a bit different, but I like things to go, have a method, have them roll pretty quickly, and hopefully this will help me progress. So I'm ready with my full 750 points, ready for the tournament in just under a month now. Not long to go at all. So yeah, I'm going to take you step by step through each stage. I've built loads of the stuff up for the army already, and if you enjoy it, please like, subscribe, all of the bullshit that goes with it, because I'm up there. I'm just the other day gone over 800 subscribers, which is insane. I'd love to get up to 1,000. That would be mint. And then yeah, and if anybody's going to the event at TSN, that I will be there. Please, like, poke me and say hello. I saw your video and your shit. Yeah. So shall we crack on? And I'll go through my method, and you can laugh at my shitty painting. But thank you. Enjoy. Ta-da! Right. So here we are. Look at my shitty brush. Woo, shitty brush. Yes. So yeah. Let's start with the colour. This is the base colour that I'm going to use. It's Lupercal Green. Yes. And then let's open it up, put it over there, and bring out an undercoated Mark II Marine. Look at me. I'm a Marine. Yes. Yeah. Standard undercoat in black. And yeah. So what I like to do is just like to attack it with some paint. Dead scruffy, dead, like, I use the black as the shadow, and I just do a rough base coat of my base colour, the darkest colour, over the top. Don't have to be neat. Neat is the last thing that we need to be right now. It's about just getting a basic colour down over the top of the black as something to reflect our lighter colour over a little bit later. So yeah, neat is not what we're doing. It's almost like a dry brush, but like a very heavy dry brush, just making sure that everything gets a nice coat, well, ish, and then making sure that we're leaving lots of dark areas, trying not to attack the bolt gun. Sorry, my camera works absolutely dog poo, but yeah, that's pretty much where we are. And here we are in the light, because I opened the windows and so I could let some more light in. There is a base coat. Look at that. Base coated. There we go. And then we are going to move on to our second base coat, Sons of Horus Green. And it is pretty much a rinse and repeat. I'm using the same shitty brush. And it's get some paint, get it on my tile. I like a tile because it keeps it, it helps it flow a little better for me. No water, fuck water, nobody needs that shit. And again, yeah, here we go. And it's just rough. It's all about being rough. Don't have to be neat. If I'd have learned anything when I first started painting, it's these first, like, layers that you do is not about being neat. It's about getting an effect down, letting the shadows of the undercoat actually come through, and be part of the paint job. See here, I'm just like, again, just dry brushing over it, letting that do the highlight for me straight away, so I'm not having to mess about with any kind of later highlighting, because I want to get through these. I'm not about doing them all brilliantly, but I'm using the contrast between the black and then the dark base coat and then the lighter base coat here, and then letting that do all the work for me. Look, see, there's one side, and compared to where it was before, there's the other side. See, very effective, very easy, and here we are. That is your base marine right there. It's got all the shadows that we need. It's got, you can see the panel lines and everything. It looks great, don't need a wash. And then let's do the bolt gun with good old lead belcher. And again, let's look at the type of brush that I will be using for this. Oh, let's select a good one. We're going for dog shit brush number 2. Yep. So we're just going to so I just pick the crap out of it a little bit. Use my tile. Get up most of the paint off, and then we're just gonna bit of dotting and dabbing using the black base undercoat. Bum 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 bum. See, you don't have to cover it. I'm not painting it as in like a solid cover it. I'm just doing that, like just trying to find like leaving a lot of the black in, and then just using the silver as just the like a highlight. That's all it needs, just a highlight. And yes, I'm going to go over his hands a little bit, and I'm not going to be the neatest thing in the world with it. And then, but that doesn't matter. You can tidy all that stuff up like with a brush that's actually worth doing with, instead of this crappy one. But I'll get around to all the bits that's needed. Nice and light, nothing crazy, nothing too out of the ordinary. Just to get a nice bolter colour. Look at that. I mean, what more do you want? It looks effective. It's a bolt gun. Yeah, bro. There we go. And here we are. Now we're going to do some detail. And the favourite bit that we all love, and it's painting some trim. Well, and some other bits as well. Retributor armour. Here we go. Look at this. A nice brush. Woo, a nice brush. I'm going to get a little bit. Oop. And then get rid of it on my tile, and then like I'm just going to do some little bits of detail on here and some bit on that little skull on there, and then the bolters, like those little casings inside this bolt gun. Oh yeah, look at this. Ooh, detail. Oh, can I get that bit? Yes, I can ish. Oh nope, went wrong a bit. And then this little bit of the Aquila, and it's just, you don't have to be the best painter in the world. Like with these, like I haven't got much paint on my brush, and just drag it over, letting the undercoat do its work, keeping those bits. And I'm going to go over some bits with a bit of Nuln oil later, nothing crazy, but you don't need loads. You can make mistakes, no one cares. Like everything can be fixed. Look, see, just drag it over, done. Nice and easy, nice and no crazy. Bit on there, because I'm a bit shit, but never mind. Let's do his bum patch. Yeah, his bum patch. Let's sort out this bum patch. Lovely. And then there's a little tiny skull on there. Can we get it? No, I need a bit more paint to get that skull bit. There we go. La 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 la. Fantastic. See? Nice, and then we're going to go over the armor panels and his little head bit thing as well, and then he's got some front ones as well. See, and here we are. Look at that. I've also done some dragon flesh as a light undercoat for his eye panel, but there we go. Look at that. All your armor bits done, like your trim, and then we've got the good old Nuln oil. Give it a shake. Get it in there, and I'm going to be very like heavy-handed with this. We're going to use a semi-shit brush, and then we're going to get loads on, And then I'm going to drag it across the panel, just where it is, like this, see? And then let that do any extra bits to make me look a better painter than I am. Look at that, bro. Ooh, look, I don't even, look at that. It makes me look so much better than I am. It's amazing what Nuln Oil does, isn't it? Like, create some more extra lines and things. Make it look like you've got some actual talent and some skill. Let's just see, let's just drag it over. Drag it over there. Look at that. It looks like I'm some kind of ink master. Look at that. Fantastic. And yeah, just to dull down those bright golds and bring them right back down to a more weathered and battle-worn look. Just pick a bit more on there. And that's what I like. Like, these are warriors. They've been out in the field for a while. Oh, bit wrong there. Just add a bit more. There we go. Just highlight those lines a little bit. There we go. Do I need a bit on the Aquila? Yeah, a little bit on the casing, on the skull. Sorted. Yeah. It's got these little vent things on the back, which I like. Helps add a little bit of colour. Put some in there. See, nice. On his bum patch. And then just using it to like add some extra layers of depth elsewhere. A little bit on his face panel. And then we can add some just on his headdress thing, his little helmet, just to give it some extra line, just to give it some extra effect. And some depth. Look at that depth. Depth. Oh, we're swimming in depth. And then I think we need a bit around his gorget. Just there, look at that, how that adds some line. I like it. A bit under there, just like a bit of wearing and tearing. Lovely. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. See, look at this, is taking me no time. I'm not terribly neat or anything, and it's effective, and it does the job, and yeah, anyone can do this. It's not difficult, it's not hard. I've done it with shitty brushes, and yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks pretty solid. Put some on his fingers, just for a bit more of that depth, and pada, look at this, looking good. Now we're going to use this colour, which is Magadroth Flame, just for his eye. His eye slit. His what were those ones out of Battlestar Galactica called? It's one of those, are they Xylons? Xylons? Were they Xylons? Can't remember what they're called. But yes, I'm using a fancy brush for this one, a little fancy brush. Ooh, look at my little fancy brush. And then we're going to stick that in there, using obviously the that light undercoated colour that I put on, just for it to bond against and act as a cushion underneath this paint. Again, I'm not doing any fancy effects. I'm just putting it under there so he's got a nice bright eyepiece. Look at this. Oh, he looks nice. Oh, I'm going to call him Trev. Trev the Marine. And pretty much that's it. It's just basing. So let's have a look. So this is one that I finished before because he's based. I've used one of the technical paints, the grey, like moon kind of coloured one, and then I've dry brushed over it with some Administratum grey. Got a transfer on there. Yeah, and it's exactly the same. Looks really effective. It'd be good for the Istvan kind of thing with that like dry moon-like earth. Oh, that's great. And here we go. Exactly the same method, obviously a bit more fancy. And I've done this on my champion model that I'm using. It's the Predator one, but I'm using him as a champion. Exactly the same with the cloak. It was just black and then a dark red like undercoat, nice and like rough, and then I've just done a highlighted rough second pass over it, and I think it looks really effective. Like, it looks worn, it looks like they've been in the wars and stuff like that, and the gold and everything. It's a nice centerpiece kind of model, and it pops, and I think it looks cool. And here is my tank. Look at this. Ooh. This could not be easier to paint if I tried. Undercoated it black, got one of those makeup sponges and did exactly the same thing. the dark green like dabbed on, and then I dabbed on the Sons of Horus green over the top. It gives it a wonderful effect. Keeps loads of the shadow in, and then just the other bits. So here they are. This is the palette, this wonderful green, and this is the beginning of my journey. I think they look great. I think this is going to be a good looking army and really fun. It's getting a thumbs up from me. Will it get a thumbs up from you? So yeah, thanks for watching.